It's mailbag time here on Giants Now by Chat Sports, my favorite video to do of the week, where I just get to answer thoughts, comments, and suggestions and takes, and just kind of just be the guy that is the shoulder for Giants fans, which I appreciate. It's a vent session after another loss on primetime football for Danny Dimes. LTD, $20 super chat. Thank you, brother. Says, what's good, my man? What's good, my dog? Do you know how good QBs sometimes have bad games? Well, Jones is a bad QB that sometimes has good games. Do you agree? I don't agree. I agree. You know what we call those, LTD? Backup quarterbacks. The difference between starting quarterbacks and the difference between backup quarterbacks is consistency. And Daniel Jones is consistently inconsistent. He could play a good game like he did against Seattle, but then he can go out and not score a touchdown against the Vikings and not score a touchdown against the Cowboys and not throw for a touchdown in 1,057 days on primetime football, 650-plus days at MetLife Stadium. The only thing, LTD, Daniel Jones is consistently inconsistent, as well as a guy that's holding this team back. Mike G., Marsh, appreciate you and the commitment of the channel despite the Giants being so bad. Who is the GM and head coach next year? If I was John Mara, Brian Dable and Joe Shane are the brain trust of this team for 2025 and 2026, no matter what. Because if you are entering the 2025 season where Brian Dable and Joe Shane are on the hot seat, just fire them before the year. Don't let them draft a quarterback. Don't let them ruin the first year of the quarterback. I want the rookie quarterback to come into a situation where he knows for at least the first 2 years of my career, I'm going to have the same head coach, I'm going to be in the same system, and I'm going to have the same general manager. I want continuity. I want chemistry, and I want familiarity. I want my rookie quarterback to walk into a situation where there is structure. So it's either they are your guys for the next 3 years or they are fired after this year. I would keep him around. I think Joe Shane's done a good job of making this roster competitive with the limited tools that he's had. Shout out Dave Gettleman. And I think Brian Dable has showed me some things this year that makes me believe that he can be a coach that can groom a young QB. Brandon G., what's up, man? Evan Neal at left tackle can't be better than Illuminor if Andrew Thomas is out after getting hurt. I don't think the Giants would move Evan Neal to left tackle. I think they believe Neal is a right tackle, and they want him to focus on right tackle before switching to left tackle. In theory, yes, if he is good, his trade value would increase. But I have a hard time believing he'd be good at left tackle if he wasn't good at right tackle. I think that it'll be Josh Azudu as the replacement for Andrew Thomas if he does have to miss some time. Bill, what's up, man? Thank you for the love, Bill. Thoughts on Burns after the game? I feel like that was questionable. He definitely got held. Bill. And that's a big-time missed call. But at the end of the day, if you leave the game in the hands of the refs, you got nobody to blame but yourself. But absolutely, there was a jersey tug there. Burns was held. It stopped him from making a play on Burrow. Burns was awesome. Unfortunately, the Giants didn't get to whistle that play. Flamingo G Gaming. I think I got it right this time. Would you rather the New York Giants draft for a QB or find the talent through a trade or upgrade, Drew Lock or DeVito? I'm team draft a QB. I believe the best way to build a roster is to have that rookie quarterback on a rookie quarterback scale contract, build out the roster elsewhere, and then in year 4 and year 5, you are all in trying to win a Super Bowl with that franchise QB before you have to pay him the big bucks. Look at San Francisco 49ers. They did it. Look at the Eagles. They did it with Jalen Hurts. There's a lot of examples of that. That's the path that I would travel down. Samuel, what's up, man? Your opinion of Tyrone Tracy? I think he is a gem. I think Tyrone Tracy's a player. I do. I thought he left some yards on the table in Sunday Night Football. Not a lot of running room, but I do think he left some yards on the table. I thought he was much better against Seattle. But he also flashed his ability to be a game changer in the receiving game as well. At minimum, I think he is a very nice complementary back, while I think that he could also be a lead back of a system. He gives me Alvin Kamara vibes a little bit. I kind of see some Kamara vibes in him. I like Tyrone Tracy. Hats off to Joe Shane, man. 5th round pick. Tyrone Tracy. I know there are some reasons as to why, but I like it. I like it. It is Philly week, and no matter what the record is, no matter what week it is, it's always F Philly because I hate the shitbirds and F Saquon Barkley. Who do you got? Giants, Eagles, NYG for Big Blue, PHI for Philly. Who's winning the game this week? If you type PHI, just frickin' unsubscribe and block the channel. Nope. What up, man? Should we even sell anyone at the deadline? We are built to win at the moment. You got a championship D, and you don't want to get rid of that. Your offense isn't bad outside of the quarterback. So let's peel this back layer by layer, right? Should we even sell anyone at the deadline? Who would be the players that you could sell? You would want to sell players that are going to be free agents this upcoming year. Guys that initially come to mind for me. Darius Slayton is the guy you're looking at. Azeez Ojulari is the guy that you're looking at. And Adoree Jackson. I think those are the three guys you're probably looking at the most, right? I don't think there's much of a market for Adoree Jackson. I think Azeez Ojulari could be a guy that I kind of want around. I've always been a fan of his. I thought he popped off the page Sunday Night Football, filled in very well for Kayvon Thibodeau. So we get back to Darius Slayton. Look, Slayton is a solid wide receiver. And I understand why people will say don't trade him. I believe the Giants should trade him. My question to anyone that says the Giants should keep Darius Slayton and re-sign him would be this, right? Wan'Dale Robinson is going to be on this team for a minimum the next 3 years, right? Malik Neighbors is going to be on this team for a minimum the next 3 years. Are we going to pay $13 million for Darius Slayton to be the wide receiver too? Can you have an explosive offense with Darius Slayton as your wide receiver too? My answer to that is no. I believe Darius Slayton is a wide receiver 3. And he is a good wide receiver 3. But he also leads the National Football League in drops of players with 35 targets this year. I want 2 dogs. I want 2 alphas. I want a Burrow. I want a Chase. I want a Higgins. I don't want a Jones and a Slayton and a Neighbors. I want another field bender. I want 2 dogs, and I want Robinson in the slot. Slayton is a solid player. I don't think the Giants should pay him. I think they should look to go get a cheaper option in the draft or a more proven game changer at that wide receiver 2 spot. So to answer your question, I would be taking trade calls on Darius Slayton and using the rest of the season to figure out what you have in Hyatt. If he shows you nothing, go draft someone, go trade for someone, move on, and upgrade the wide receiver room. More questions coming up in a second. First, I got to give a major shout out to our sponsor, Game Time, the #1 ticketing app in the game. If you're looking for last-minute tickets to go to the Giants, Knicks, Yankees, Mets, any sort of sporting event or a concert, download the Game Time app, create an account, and use that promo code ChatSports, and you're going to get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. You get last-minute tickets and flash deals, views from the seat, and my favorite feature, lowest price guaranteed. Nobody's too cool to get a deal, and that is something I am always looking for. Also, take advantage of the 2 features that are going to make sure you get the best deal of the day. That's the all-in pricing feature as well as the Game Time Picks feature, making it that much more easy to go see your favorite teams, artists, concerts, and more play and perform. So download the app, create an account, promo code ChatSports, get $20 off your first purchase, or terms do apply. The Bronx boy. What's up, sweetie? Sell me on Ward, because I have been told another Jameis Winston. Cam Ward reminds me of a bigger armed, much more mobile Tony Romo. He's a gunslinger, man. He makes plays behind the line of scrimmage. He trusts himself, and he is a gamer. I think he's got the best arm in the class. I think he has the most poise in the pocket, and he's an alpha, and he's a leader. Goes from Incarnate Word, D1 AA program, to Washington State, then to Miami. He's been a Miami Hurricane for 8 months, and he's turned around that team. He's turned around that culture. He's got everyone believing. I think he's a bigger armed, more athletic, If Aaron Rodgers and Tony Romo had a baby, it might just be Cam Ward. I'm calling him Cam Marino. He can sling it, and he's going to bring some juice to MetLife. Cam Marino is my number one QB for the New York Giants. Kay, brief you. What up? How long before you think the Giants make a QB change? Hopefully ASAP. Hopefully ASAP, man. You're playing with fire. It's only a matter of time before Daniel Jones lowers his shoulder like he's been doing on linebackers this year and he gets hurt. It's only a matter of time. As much as I think that the Giants could benefit from a new QB, I'm just as much pushing that he should be benched because of the injury guarantee. That's what I think on that. Dolphin Storm. What do you think of a wide receiver like Mike Williams to complement Neighbors? I feel that he would be perfect. In theory, yes. A big-bodied wide receiver. In theory, yes, a T. Higgins would be good. But I don't think that Mike Williams is actually good. But, yeah, I want another great wide receiver on the opposite side of him. Everyone else gets 2 good receivers. The Eagles get 2. Niners get 2. Bengals get 2. Can we get 2? What up, B. St. Buds 420? How much is John Mara to blame for not having a QB in a draft yet, given what he said on Hard Knocks? John Mara deserves a lot of blame because he wanted Daniel Jones on this team. I can't say that he deserves blame, though, because the Giants didn't draft a quarterback this year. The Giants tried to move up with the New England Patriots. They said no. I'm not going to fault them. Or there's a lot of reason to not like John Mara and a lot of blame to put on his plate. But not drafting one this year, not something to be mad at Mara about. Rob Simpy, the GOAT. 2 questions. You get all the questions. How do we draft and keep improving the defense next year? And rule out QB. Okay. So how do you draft to improve the defense? You get a defensive tackle that could play alongside Dexter Lawrence, and you get another corner. You add a legit corner to this team and another pass rushing interior guy next to Dexter Lawrence. I shit you not, you could have a top 5 defense all year. Also, what else do we need to have the offense match the defense? Obviously, you need the quarterback. We all can agree on that. I think you're a good right guard, run blocking right guard away. Greg Van Roten's done a solid job this year. You need an upgrade at right guard. Might need an upgrade at center, but I'll roll with John Michael Schmitz for now. Upgrade at right guard. And another playmaker on offense, whether that's a tight end, whether that's another receiver, a playmaker on offense, a run-blocking interior offensive lineman, a DT2, and a cornerback, and I think the Giants can win the division. And then obviously a good quarterback, an average quarterback, not one that loses 14 games on primetime football compared to 1 win. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_, Twitter and IG. Hit me up over there, and let's go Big Blue.